The Pentagon has confirmed that this is military video showing unidentified flying objects moving in ways and at speeds that no human plane could even fathom. And you're here watching me. What are you doing? There's bleeding aliens flying around everywhere, and this is what you want to look at. Just joking. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my videos, for watching the last video, the interaction. I greatly appreciate the support. Let me explain how this topic came into my mind. Telepathically. No, just kidding. From a YouTube video. Wahlberg is one of the most recognizable actors in the world, who's made some great films. But enough about Donnie. His brother's not bad either. Welcome to the Let's Have a Chat playlist, where the intention is to spark discussion within this community. Men's Health stalks celebrities, and it's their most popular playlist on their channel. Classic episodes include Arnold making his vegan protein shake with eggs, and none other than Marky Mark Wahlberg. So you have exclusive access to Mark Wahlberg for a fitness discussion. What do you ask him?
What's your most meaningful tattoo? Obviously.
And so this is him explaining how his job affects his training, and hence how I came upon thinking about this idea.
Extra leg stuff and cycling stuff and playing in
Men's Health could have taken a microphone to actually record him on, because the on-camera mic is
racers and got cycling.
How very dare you, Men's Health. And so I will be doing the speaking role for Mark, and I'm quoting his answers exactly, and it took me ages to transcribe it. Otherwise you wouldn't be able to hear what he's saying, and this video would be more messy than Barcelona right now.
Gym time. How do you pick your exercise program?
I train for whatever my next role is, or whatever I gotta do for work. That's kind of the program, you know? That's why we're doing a lot of those extra leg stuff, cycling stuff. I'm not sure, but I'm led to believe that what he's doing there are called calf raises, a mythical muscle that I'm still not sure exists, which we should avoid training at all times.
What are your fitness goals?
Stay in shape so I don't have to start over and get in shape. Again, it depends, you know. It's really, everything revolves around my work. If I gotta get out of shape to play an oil rig worker, then I'm eating fried food and drinking beer. Fun for the first couple of weeks, then I feel miserable. And if I gotta get as thin as possible, like movies like The Gambler, or liquid diet and jumping rope, you know, 200 rounds a day. And so for many of us, a consistent fitness journey would be how we structure our development. But for his training, it's a bit weird, if you like, because it's for a specific job of being an actor where he has to drastically change his body composition for certain roles, and that's just not something that most of us would ever have to train for. And so for certain roles he'll be bulked up, for certain roles he'll lose large amounts of fat. His training, essentially the way he describes it, is to present an aesthetic on screen for his roles, but also to be capable to perform physically on set. And time may be an issue with this, so actors may have only a few months to prepare for a certain role in terms of changing their body composition. And that is where the naughty sauce comes in helpful. And just a little caveat that I want to state, I am a fan of these actors' careers, and I'm sure they're very nice people, even Christian when he's not having his moments.
And rip that, no, shut the f up, Bruce. Do I want, no!
In addition, and this is the point that I want to raise in this video, many people look at actors or actresses like the pinnacle of fitness and health. They are the stars on the screen, the Greek gods of modern fitness that people emulate, and they try and do the so-and-so's workout or so-and-so's eating schedule look like so-and-so. I'm sure you've seen so many of those types of videos on YouTube, on social media, all those types of posts. But in reality, the actor behind the roles in certain cases will have to drastically change their body composition for certain roles, which wouldn't be classified as a consistent health journey. It would be classified as extreme body recompositions to look a certain way, which may not actually be good for their health at all. We then factor into that the use of the old
juicy vitamins
to achieve certain aesthetics, an action hero or superhero pounding compounds to look huge for that superhero role, cycling several substances and adding large mass in a relatively quick amount of time is not a health pursuit. That is an aesthetic pursuit. And many other health concepts that may actually detract from this popular image that people have of the movie stars being the epitome of fitness. One message that many of these celebs do project is hard work. I'm really appreciative that I have my job, and what I do, I take it very seriously. So whatever I got to do to get ready, to be ready, I'm doing it. It's like I got a responsibility, you know, to show up prepared in the way they want me to be there, so that's what I'm doing. And so this guy comes across as a hard worker, and a hard worker in the gym also. Wahlberg works his nuts off. And so with that aspect, that is, again, something that people can consider. And as with all fitness concepts, really, it comes down to basically work hard. And importantly, a message of potential diminishing returns, factoring in those recovery days, or those active recovery days, or those rest days. Already read my script out loud twice, you know, I'm prepping work. and then eating, packing the meals up and running off to the golf course, running the golf course. But I was overtraining, I was overtraining. I wasn't getting enough rest, doing 2-a-days, 6-7 days a week, eating 7 to 8 meals, mostly all protein, ended up, just not feeling good, So it was interesting to hear from him in that video how he used to train, specifically for these roles where he was gaining large mass, the 7 to 8 meals a day, training most days a week, training twice a day, in addition to all his other business ventures, and just how that made him feel terrible. And if you watch his video, he discusses how now essentially he does train for forms of longevity and mobility. And so those are key concepts that he's very conscious of now. So you want to get in shape and add longevity, good mobility, come to F45. So F45 training, I don't know anything about it. I'm sure there'll be people in this community who have insight into it. So of course, please discuss F45 training down below. And when we think about actors changing their physiques for certain roles, Christian Bale comes to mind. He's the epitome of this. Fun fact, American Psycho 2 is actually a film. And so the question to ask in relation to Christian Bale's drastic body recompositions are...
You like Huey Lewis in the news?
I managed to find on the web machine him talking about fitness.
When you're headed down that path, what's the food of choice that you most look forward to on the upswing?
Eggs and rice.
And when you're losing it, what's the food?
My kids' leftovers.
And he didn't even scream at Bruce. Boring.
Are you professional or not?
Back in 2004, Bale dropped more than 60 pounds to get into character as an insomniac for The Machinist. Brilliant film. And he went to some extremes to get it done. I came up with the absolutely brilliant method of just smoking cigarettes and drinking whiskey to lose weight, Bale said. But then when I tried it once again in my 40s, that didn't work quite as well. I was waking up with heart palpitations and just not feeling right at all. But none of his previous transformations were quite like the one he did for Vice, the Adam McKay directed biopic of former Vice President Dick Cheney. For this role, Bale added more than 40 pounds to his usually athletic frame, particularly his diesel neck. But what made it different was how he did it. I had never before gone to a doctor or a nutritionist about gaining or losing weight for my roles. But eventually that caught up with me. So finally, for Backseat, I decided that maybe somebody knows better than I do. So I went to somebody and they managed to get me up a good 40 pounds. It's never healthy to put on that amount of weight in a short amount of time, but I did it in the healthiest manner. And so I just thought that there are many interesting ideas to project in this video and many interesting ideas that this community could discuss. And so my point is that many of these people are great at their craft, but not the epitome of health, not the gold standard. And it's not necessarily their fault. It is part of the job to have a certain look for a certain character. But nonetheless, in many cases, it's not the projection of a consistent development and maintenance of health and fitness. As always, please let me know your thoughts. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch the videos. I greatly appreciate it. I'm James Linker. This is Australia Sports Science. I will see you soon.